What's up, good people? Welcome back to the first episode of 2020 of the Talk of the Shore. I'm Ralan Wardlaw.
And I'm Langston Frazier.
And this is episode 4, technically, 5 if you want to count our trailer episode.
Talk of the Shore.
Hadn't seen you since last year. How you been?
Man, I've been good. Had a good winter break. Came back refreshed. I feel good. Listened to a whole bunch of podcasts, and sports world is good and ready to dive back into it.
No doubt, no doubt. So, you know how we started off, HBCU Fact of the Day?
Hey, you
Go
know,
ahead.
Higher education, we're always trying to learn. So we got an HBCU Fact of the Day. And do you know what our best sport, would you say, here at the Shore is? What's your guess?
Best and most successful is definitely bowling.
So I got an actually
based upon
bowling fact for you today.
All right.
So the fact of the day is the 2008 Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks, led by legendary head coach Sharon Brummel, defeat Arkansas State in 2008 to win the NCAA Bowling National Championships, which is pretty cool.
It is. So, and I know we've won more since, but that was the first one.
That was the first.
Okay.
So the HBCU correlation is we are the only HBCU to ever win that championship. We've won it 3 times, NCAAs, and we've won MEACs most recently in 2019. For MEACs, the most outstanding player for that 2008 championship team was Jessica Worsley, who's now a Hall of Fame member for the Shore.
Well, she's actually a Hall of Famer for the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference as well. I was there last year at the MEAC tournament when she got inducted. She was actually the first bowler to go into the MEAC Hall of Fame.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's, shout out to Jessica. She was Worsley then. I can't remember.
Yeah, I knew
right
she got
now.
married, yeah.
But, so congratulations to the bowling program. They got their rings at the last basketball game. So, shout out to them.
Good news all around. But let's dive in. We got a pretty cool guest, so go ahead to introduce him.
Well, I'll dive in. Speaking, the 2-time HBCU graduate, men's assistant basketball coach, Dominic Parker. He's in his first season. What's up, Dom?
Not much, man. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. So, first thing we ask our guests, where are you from?
I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina, home of the NC State Wolfpack. You not rolling with
I'm rolling with the Tar Heels.
Rolling with the Tar Heels. Tough year, brother.
I'll give you that
We
one.
beat them last night.
Yeah. Beat NC State, but it's been a tough year all around for the Tar Heels. But, they could sneak in. Cole Anthony may come back. But would you describe Raleigh in 3 words?
Barbecue, basketball, and open arms.
That's a dash word.
That's a
And
dash.
a dash word. We got another dash word. Yo, all of our guests love the dash words, and I'm totally okay with it. Try to make it fit within that 3-word limit. But go ahead and break it down for us. Describe what all those means for us.
Barbecue, we have the vinegar-based barbecue, which is, kind of a North Carolina thing. And in basketball, you got Duke, UNC, NC State, all right there.
Yeah.
So, big basketball town. And open arms, one thing about North Carolina, we take everybody in. We take everybody in with open arms. So I would say that describes it.
For sure. And then basketball piece, not just, for the schools, the schools there, but a lot of, players just on the, not on just the collegiate level, but on the professional level are from, North Carolina. Even like
Sure.
your boy, Devontae Graham, that's balling right now for the Hornets. Went to Kansas, but from Raleigh. So, North Carolina, they always claim to have hoopers.
Yeah, we got a couple good ones.
Claim Michael Jordan, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
We'll give you that one.
Wall. We got some good ones.
Got a couple.
Hey, but he's playing for the Wizards now, so it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. I saw him playing like on Twitter, I think. He looked like he was getting up and down pretty good. So, be good to have him back for the Wizards. But
let's jump into facts because we love facts. So like we mentioned earlier, the 2-time HBCU grad. Which HBCU did you go to?
I went to Virginia State.
Nice. And what you get your 2 degrees in?
My undergrad degree is in health science.
Nice.
And I got a master's in sports management.
Nice.
all right. So you started your coaching career there, I guess, as a grad assistant, and then what was your, what led you to get to, Maryland Eastern Shore?
So pretty much, I was a grad assistant. Funny story is, I wanted to be a physical therapist. I didn't get in PT school, so
Hey, well, we have one here. If you ever want to dive in, we got one right across the street.
Jump back in.
But my coach at the time, he said, "Look, man, be on my staff. Find a program you think you may be interested in." And that kind of got me started. I mean, I got a junior college job, Richard Bland, coached there for 2 years, won a national championship, and then I went to Shenandoah, which is a Division III school in Winchester, for 2 years. Then that led to going to Christopher Newport for 2 years, and then ultimately leading to this opportunity here at Maryland Eastern Shore. So
Yeah, one of the things that I found about Christopher Newport, you actually went 51-11 at Christopher Newport with your head coaching staff over there, and your team over there. Talk about that experience.
man, that was a great experience. I mean, he's in his 10th year, so he has a program in a good spot. I mean, he taught me a lot of things. John Kokorian, the head coach there, but it was a great experience. We went to the Final Four my last year. I mean, those guys they was bought in to the big picture. So that was it was a fun experience to kind of witness that and be a part of that.
Nice. And then it says also here that you were named to the 2017-2018 Under Armour 30 under 30 team. Go ahead, break that down. What that honor mean to you?
So basically, the NABC each year, I guess they get the top 30 coaches that's under 30. It was a great experience, great accolade. It was a lot of people that deserves to be on that list. I guess was fortunate enough to get on it. So it's a great accolade. I got a lot of things to learn, but it's something good to kind of put on my resume. So.
Nice.
So what got you into basketball from the start? Like, when did you start playing? We heard about you coaching, but what is your beginning of your basketball life? I guess you could say.
I all started with my father. So my dad would take me to the YMCA with him. He would put me on the side baskets, and he would basically give me money. He said, "Look, if you make 5 in a row, I give you $5." So I was just like, all right. So I'm sitting there the whole time while he's playing. He's tricking me. So
Yeah.
he could play with the adults. I'm in the corner just trying to shoot and make it. And then I start doing it, and I start running on the court with them and getting knocked down. So he kind of, he's like, I got 10 in a row,
Yeah.
So my dad kind of got me into it.
And then you played in college at Virginia State. And then, but where'd you start first? Because I know you had two.
I
two
went
different
to,
schools.
coming out of high school, I went to Lincoln Memorial in Tennessee, Harrogate, Tennessee. Played there for 2 years. Got a little homesick, so I transferred to Virginia State, which is, hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes from Raleigh. So I finished my career playing at Virginia State. So.
And where's Lincoln Memorial at?
It's in Harrogate, Tennessee. It's about an hour and a half from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay, yeah. So I know where Knoxville is. It's like going up towards the Kentucky side? Or
Yes, it is.
Yeah, going up towards there. There's nothing out there, though.
Nah, nothing at all,
There's nothing
man.
out there,
Nothing
man.
at all.
That's crazy. But, I mean, I know last game against Morgan State, we had an 8-second moment of silence before the women's game, 24-second moment of silence before the men's game. And I don't know if Kobe Bryant, the tragedy that struck him, his family, and not just him and his family, but all the families involved. What was, Kobe Bryant, what did he mean to you kind of, as a young player? We kind of around the same, you're a little bit older, but, watching Kobe Bryant, being a basketball fan, coming up.
Man, growing up, Kobe's my favorite player.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would go outside and practice moves trying to be like Kobe. I think one thing about him, I think a lot of people, didn't like him just because he was such a competitor. But when he retired, I think a lot of people were starting to see the other side of him. And, man, Kobe was great for the game. He was just great for the culture, just what he was and what he stood for. I thought it's great. It's a tragic loss. I'm still kind of speechless. I didn't want to believe it. Still don't believe it. But man, Kobe was great for the game, and like I said, great for the culture. So
yeah, I would say you're saying great for the culture. Back when I was in elementary school, you got to go to the library and get your textbooks, and you go to Five Below or Target, whatever. You can get those reusable textbook sleeve covers, and that was the first one I ever had, purple and Lakers jersey and all, 24 with Kobe Bryant on it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm not one of those people that's gonna start saying, "Oh, I was never a big Kobe fan." No disrespect. I knew how good he was, but I was more of a T Mac, Allen Iverson, then LeBron kind of later on. But I always respected Kobe in the game. But I always say Kobe Bryant gave me the most exciting 2 minutes of basketball I think I've ever seen. I was living in Indianapolis at the time, and my friend got some tickets for when he was on the reunion tour, not reunion, like his last farewell tour
Yeah.
Right.
when he was playing. It was his last time playing in Indiana, so we got good tickets. And the Pacers, that's when they still had Paul George, so they was killing him. And so Kobe was out the game. Then people started chanting Kobe. He comes back in the game and scored like 11 points in like 2 minutes. And then he like ran out of gas. But just for those 2 minutes, like that place was going crazy. And it was like I saw like what the Black Mamba was for like just those 2 minutes. Then after that, he started trying to really guard Paul George, and you could see it was over. But I mean, like it was like I was like, for just those 2 minutes,
Yeah.
Kobe gave me a show. So I mean, that was one thing I kind of appreciated. From Kobe, even though I wasn't like a big fan, like my a lot of my.
But you
cousins are.
appreciate it,
I
like what
appreciated what it was.
Yeah.
To see that in person, which was that was real special.
So seeing Kobe play and kind of transitioning into your college career, what makes college basketball so exciting for you to coach?
I think for me, the best thing is, everybody strives to, in this, that plays college basketball, they want to be a pro potentially. So seeing kids start that whole process, kind of, got me into it because I've had guys that I played with that went overseas to make money and play basketball. And, I think for me, that was kind of something I wanted to do, if I could help, groom somebody to help them to get to where they would ultimately want to get to, I think that's kind of what I wanted to do. So.
Nice.
And so is it the process of them like just starting as a freshman and then like seeing them, or is it like, just them buying into the program? Like what is it, I think, it more of like an individual or like them individually helping themselves within the team dynamic?
I think for me it's really seeing, a young man become a man, in those couple years and just helping that young man get to where they want to get to, and seeing how they mature, because they, freshmen make some dumb decisions, just like everybody. So just seeing them kind of develop and to be, good people in the society. I think that's something that's more than basketball, really.
And I think you're getting a prime time example of that because, obviously the whole coaching staff for the most part is pretty much new. And you brought in some freshmen, so you can, they're yours. You can bring them up from freshman year all the way to their fifth year or senior year if they really wanted to, if they're going to stay that long, and you get to watch them grow and develop. It's pretty cool.
For sure, man.
So your assistant now, what do you feel like is your trajectory kind of as a coach, like here and just going on? Like, what do you, see yourself doing, like, in the next 5 years or so in your career?
That's a good question. I think I can see myself coaching. For me, maybe being a head coach at some point. I don't know if on the high school level, Division I, Division II, or Division III. I mean, one thing about me, I just want a good opportunity, a good place to live, and somewhere where I can, potentially, raise a family once that day comes.
Yeah.
Hopefully no time soon. So.
And speaking about areas and trying to develop and find like a basis for you to start, how's your experience been so far in Princess Anne, the Salisbury area, and here at the Shore?
I actually like it here, man, and they got all the little eatery places, some things to do. So I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't go out all the time, but I mean, when I want to, I can kind of go out and, have fun. So
yeah, is it different than your past living situation? Is it like, city life compared to kind of the farm life, and it's more, open and whatnot?
I mean, it's all kind of really similar, really. I mean, as long as you got good places to eat, I mean,
you're good.
I'm good to go. So. It's a couple places I've seen in Salisbury that's pretty good. So, I mean, I'm not, it doesn't take too much for me to be happy. So.
True. Do you have a favorite spot so far? Are you still?
No, not yet. I mean, it's a lot of places I need to go to, Tokyo has actually been really good in Salisbury. I've been there a couple times. I like Tokyo.
Yeah, you got to hit, what's the One Fish, Two Fish?
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's a little like seafood spot. Because, I mean, you got to get seafood since you over here.
You got to.
That's a good little seafood spot, like in Salisbury. And then I hadn't really ate a lot of seafood down in Ocean City, but there's some spots down there that I've heard of. But once the summertime comes, like you mid-season right now, so it's probably just as much stopping at Chipotle or McDonald's as it is stopping to like actually eat somewhere. So once the off season comes, you can find other spots to hit up.
Yeah, there's actually a seafood place actually right across the street from the university, across the street from the McDonald's. There's a place right in there on the first floor.
I actually had that before. What's it?
I don't
Beach at
know the
Bay,
name.
Bay at the Beach. Something.
Yeah, it's
It's
something.
like it's in the cut. Like if you turn right by McDonald's, and then it's like it's
By the
kind of
Pizza Hut.
No.
Like it's on the same side of the road as McDonald's.
Okay.
And then it's actually like a gravel parking lot.
Yeah.
That's why you'll miss it. It's like
Yeah.
kind of right there. But I can't. Is it Beach at the? I can't remember.
I don't
the name
know,
of it.
but I've been
it's like
there.
right
I've been there like 4 times. It's only like when you're coming in for the semester, you're leaving for the semester, and your parents are in town. You're like, oh, we want seafood. Let's go. And you go there. Food's great. Definitely.
Yeah,
recommend that.
I had some good food there. I can't remember the name. It's seafood though.
Yeah.
It's seafood.
I definitely need to try that.
Yeah, it's like right in the cut. I mean, if you go like right when you turn by McDonald's, you look to the
Yeah.
left.
You get to the drive-through window and you turn to your right. It's right there.
Yeah. it's right
Gotcha.
there,
Gotcha.
for sure. But appreciate you for coming through, Dom. Fourth guest we had, and so appreciate you coming in and talking about yourself. Good luck. You're in the middle of the season right now. We had the crazy non-conference where we were never in town, but now we're at least in town a little bit, and you can see the guys play and continue to develop and try to go out and win the MEAC tournament.
For sure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, no problem.
Of course.
So that will conclude our guest for today.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a recap of sports here on the Eastern Shore. Men's golf placed fourth at the HBCU Legends BCGCA Intercollegiate this past weekend. They'll be playing in the Appalachian State Bass at the Beach in March. And then for basketball, women's basketball dropped their contest with Morgan State 55-54, and the men dropped their contest 56-50. Both teams will be playing their Route 13 rival, Delaware State, next week. We need everybody to
Come
go
out
to Dover and fill it up with
whole bunch of Hawk fans.
a whole bunch of Hawk pride.
Yeah, of course. Bowling, as we said earlier, they got their rings last night.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing really, really good, and they'll be in competition next in Prairie View A&M Invitational on the 1st. So they're looking forward to that, and they're getting prepped, and they're looking good. Their prospects are pretty positive right now. So
Yeah. Also, indoor track is in full swing, and then also in a few weeks, softball, baseball will be starting back up. Baseball will actually still be playing their home games in Salisbury at Purdue Stadium, home of the Delmarva Shorebirds. So we need all students, if you can, go
students,
up and support.
fans, Salisbury, people that live in
Everybody.
Salisbury looking for something to do and love baseball on a Saturday afternoon.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
sometime midweek. Baseball team will be playing at Purdue Stadium in Salisbury. The softball team will be playing on campus here at Hawk Field. Check easternshorehawks.com for everything, Hawks, scheduling, games, everything. And also, too, the men's and women's basketball games are now being streamed on Facebook Live. So if you cannot come to the game, you can watch on Facebook Live.
Just look up Eastern Shore Hawks on Facebook. That's where you can find it. I've watched a couple of the games so far, especially over the break. It's really, really exciting to see, especially with the new media team that we have, and they're really putting out some great content, and we'll see where it goes.
For sure. And next week we'll have Fatima Butler, who's the new media relations assistant, who has been able to come in, help our the sports information department a ton. And she'll be here to kind of talk about herself and, how she got to this point of her career as well. So we look forward to having Fatima here next week.
So if you like what you heard, we want you to join the conversation. So go to #TalkShore. Let us know who you want to hear from in the athletics department or outside of the athletics department. Let us know. We'll be more than happy to see if we can get them on the show. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to us at mdtalkshore@gmail.com.
And you have some really, really big news that you want to share as well.
Big news. I think we're like official in the podcast game now.
Official in the podcast game.
Apple Podcasts finally uploaded all of our podcasts on Apple Podcasts. So make sure you subscribe, leave a rating, share it with your friends. And then if you also want to, we have the video version of the podcast. Just go on YouTube and look up Talk of the Shore for all the recent episodes.
As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Ray_Law12. Instagram R_Wardlaw. Find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, also Ralan Wardlaw, and follow, as we always said, follow us on all social medias, everything Hawks.
You can follow me on Twitter at Langston Frazier, and I'm on LinkedIn at Langston Frazier as well. Another great episode in the book, my brother.
Another one. Another one. Just like what's my man said? Come on, man.
Oh wait, is it DJ Khaled?
Yes.
Yeah, Khaled. I got it. Let's go. That made my day.
Come on, man.
I was like, okay, I got scared for a second.
We gotta get you on some rap music.
Yeah. I gotta get out of the jazz, the classical game, man.
I mean, it's fine to be in the jazz and classical, but we need a little bit of
little flavor, a little culture,
little flavor in your ear.
It's all good.
You know what I'm talking about.
That's all good.
Well, thank everyone for watching and listening to the Talk of the Shore. My name is Ralan Wardlaw.
And I'm Langston Frazier. This has been Talk of the Shore. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.